Greetings, everybody. Good day, good afternoon, good morning. I'm saying this because I don't know at what time you've been listening to our show. My name is Thandazani, Zulu, and we are back again on Soulful Talks. We're having conversations with our amazing guest. Guys, I think looking back from where we started with this topic, bringing you different amazing people, I think I just want to say thank you so much to you as well, listeners, for encouraging us to keep on bringing different people. We appreciate your listening, like the contribution you bringing to the show by listening to it, sharing, and interacting with us on our social media platforms. Thank you very much. Today, I'm not alone. I'm never alone. I'm with my girl Nokubongwa, and she's just going to greet you guys.
Hello, hi. Definitely, you are never alone. We are two. It's a combo, you know what I mean? And indeed, we are delighted to share yet another Sunday of Soulful Talks with you. I am Nokubongwa, Miss Mkhabela, and we are continuing with our journey of becoming. And in the previous segments that we've had, we established that the journey of becoming begins with one step. Now, today we have the Bishop of Humor with us, and he shared such a profound statement which said, you have to take off. Taking off requires that you undermine your limited reality and focus on your unlimited potential. That is such a profound statement. And with those words, I welcome you, Bishop of Humor. Boo, boo, boo. Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Hey, hi, the people. Hi, Nokubongwa. Thank you guys for having me. And hello to your listeners as well.
Now, tell us who is TD Jokes. Let us in on who are you, where are you from, and what do you do briefly?
All right. Well, TD Jokes is my real name is Nkosi Dike. So obviously TD Jokes is not a name I was given by my parents. Everybody always asks me where it comes from, and I always explain that, all right, the TD from the TD Jokes comes from Nkosi Dike. So I've always been known as TD. And the jokes part of it, I was given it by a friend of mine who persuaded me to do stand-up comedy. So that's how the name TD Jokes came about. I'm originally from a small town in Eastern Cape called King Williamstown. And in King Williamstown, I was born in a township called Phakamisa. So that's where I spent most of my childhood, school life, and where most of my friends are from. And I grew up to go study journalism in East London at Walchester School University. And then from there, I went to practice journalism just for a couple of years. Until I felt that Eastern Cape was not big enough for the vision that I had for myself. And so I thought, you know what, it would be a good move for me to go to Johannesburg. And, after having a talk with my mom, she released me, she gave me her blessings. And yeah, I became the first one in my family to actually move out of the province. Which was a very, brave and a huge step for me. And I came to Joburg to seek for greener pastures. And in the process of that, an opportunity to perform stand-up comedy came my way, and I took it, and that gave the birth to the brand TD Jokes, the Bishop of Humor.
Lovely.
Oh, wow. I actually like the part where you mentioned that your friend gave you, in a way, that name, the jokes part. And I'm just reminded the importance of surrounding yourself with people who believe in you and believe in your vision. I also like the part where you feel like, okay, I need to move from this point to the other point because now my vision is too big. I think it is very important to take note of that.
Well, I was not happy with my friend giving me that name, hey? to be honest with you, because being a comedian was never part of my vision.
Okay.
I've always seen myself as a serious person. I just wanted to go into business and be a motivational speaker. And this guy is suggesting that I do stand-up comedy. So I was like, dude, please don't cramp my style. I'm not trying to be a comedian. But he felt that I was funny. He thought I was funny whenever we were together as friends, and suggested that I took it further and take it to the stage. So after giving it some thought, I said, okay, I'll give it a try. And he was organizing a show, and he put me up on the poster. Without even consulting me, he put up the name Jokes.
I like your friend, by the way.
Which I was not happy about.
Okay, I get that. Maybe he was seeing something. Like, how do you feel about that now?
No, definitely he saw something. After a couple of years, I definitely appreciated him. And I told him that, no, look, man, I do appreciate what you saw in me, which is something that I never saw. And it became the biggest part of my life, you know.
Right.
So now I can't do anything without this name. I mean, it has opened so many doors for me.
Wow, shout out to your friend. Maybe just, I'd like to ask Kuti, like, when did you start healing through laughter, like the whole journey of TD Jokes?
I probably have done that all my life. I probably have been healing people through laughter because I know I was a very crazy kid. Even though I never considered myself as one, you know, it's just that now when I meet people that I've known for years, they remind me of things I used to do in school, things I used to say and how crazy and how funny I was. But doing it professionally, it started in 2012. 2012 in February. 2012 in February, that is when I went on stage for the first time to perform stand-up comedy. And I had an audience of about 100 people. And they were just laughing their lungs out, literally rolling on the floor. And I remember being on stage and looking at the audience and thinking, what is going on here? What am I doing to these people? That was my first time. And I never anticipated such a response. And I never thought that I was going to crack it. And amazingly, people were just having fun. And so that was the beginning of the journey of healing people through laughter.
Sure.
Wow.
That is very, very interesting. You know, when I think of just the concept of healing people through laughter, I think of how the Bible talks about seasons, that there's a season of weeping and a time to laugh, you know. And with you, I think you're that person who is able to usher people in from a season of weeping into a season of laughter. I mean, it may not necessarily be that, you know, you sit them down and you counsel them, but through you doing those jokes, you don't know what the person is going through, you know, but in you doing those jokes, you know, you are able to usher people into that season of laughter. So we really commend you for the beautiful talent that God has given you. You know, we give him the
Listen.
Yeah.
Praise God for that. Thank you.
So you mentioned that you've always wanted to be that serious kind of person, business and motivational speaker and all of that. And thanks to the friend, he brought you to the comedy side of the world. Holla to the friend. Yeah, holla to the friend. So my next question would be, let's take it to a bit more serious side. And I just want to ask you, what do you think are the importances of discovering your strengths and weaknesses when you are building a career? And you can talk about your own career in terms of comedy, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's very important because, it saves you from trying to do everything. It saves you from trying to be everything as well. And, it just brings you to focus on what you are good at. And whatever it is that you are good at, that's the area that you put out there. And if there's an area of your life that you're not good at, which would categorize it as a weakness, and you feel like you also want to put that area out there, knowing that you are not strong in that area allows you to work on it in private. Allows you to equip yourself in that area, in whether it is through studying or reading, or through practicing and watching other people who are stronger in that area, watching them how they do it, or through mentorship. Knowing that you're not strong in that area and you feel like it's an area that you need, it allows you to work on it, and knowing where you are strong allows you to capitalize on that area. For instance, I know that I'm not in my own career. I'm not strong in performing in vernac. It's even though I can speak it, I can speak my language fluently, but when it comes to performing, for some reason, I'm more comfortable with English. So there is no point in me trying to perform in vernac, whereas I know that is not my strong area. Otherwise, that will just kill whatever it is that I'm trying to do, and eventually kill my career. So rather I focus on the area that I'm strong in, which is English. And it has given me problems, and those are the things that I've had to work on as time goes on. Because I would perform in front of a diverse audience, which is, there's different races. So obviously there, English would be a suitable language to deliver your set in. And I've had great shows in front of that audience. And then I had a different experience when we traveled to KZN. And I never really thought about that at that time, that, okay, now the audience is 100% Zulu. And all the other comedians were performing in Zulu, and they were having a great time. Then I came on stage to perform in English. And it was, the response was terrible.
Really?
Nobody was laughing at my jokes.
Sure.
You know how Zulus are stubborn when it comes to language. If you're gonna come and be speaking English, in front of Zulu people, they're just gonna look at you like, So it was that type of an experience, and so I had to learn that, even if I'm strong in this area, but there are places where it's not going to work. So it's discovering your weaknesses and your strengths. It's a trial and error. It's something that you need to work on. You have to be conscious. It doesn't just happen haphazardly. it's something that really needs your undivided attention, and be aware and be present in the moment when dealing with your strengths and your weaknesses.
Sure.
Hopefully I answered that.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that response. The following question will be, do you believe in bettering your talent? And yes, definitely. My following question will be, do you believe in bettering your talent? And if yes, how do you do it?
Yes, I believe so much in bettering your talent. Because, I'm not sure if I'm going to say this correctly, but I think it's Will Smith who said it, that success is 10% talent and 90% hard work. So your talent is not enough to make you successful. 90% of the time is your efforts. It's the work you put in.
Yeah.
So bettering your talent is very important, because there is always someone out there who's aiming for your spot. There's always someone out there who wants to be the next big thing. And so you cannot relax just because now you feel like this is your time to shine. It's not going to be like that forever. So you need to work on your
seasons.
Talent. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So if it means I love reading, because my career involves communication. So I do a lot of reading, so that I'm able to, to be better at articulating myself. I do a lot of reading so that I'm able to expand my vocab. So that is me bettering my talent. I know that someone would say that reading has got nothing to do with stand-up comedy, but it forms part of bettering my craft, of working on my craft. Because if I read, I become more knowledgeable, and I'm able now to be versatile when I'm delivering a performance. So if it means that you have to attend seminars and workshops, do that. Always work on your craft. So it's important. Okay, did I answer both questions? I'm beginning to feel like I just answered one now and I forgot the other one.
No, you've definitely answered my question on how you are bettering your talent, and I like your response on that.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, definitely. I like how you mentioned that, this whole journey of becoming it's filled with a lot of trial and error. You don't just wake up and everything is perfect. You don't just wake up and you are now, the TD jokes, you are the best comedian and whatnot, but it's really a trial and error kind of thing, So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. And I also want to ask Ruti, when as you are bettering your talent, as you're bettering who you are, and now let's say you know who you are and you've mastered it and whatnot, how important is it to be comfortable in who you are, and especially in the industry that you are?
I believe so much in authenticity. Each and every one of us should be authentic, to be yourself and not try to imitate somebody else. I remember I was listening, it was years ago, I was listening to Dr. John Dibane, and he said limitation creates pardon me, he said imitation creates limitation. And I found that to be so profound. You know, when you are imitating somebody else, you limit yourself. You neglect your own capabilities. You neglect your own ability, and now you're trying to be the person that you don't even have their abilities and their capabilities, you know. So it's so important to be comfortable with who you are, because there is no other you but yourself.
Yes.
You know, and so if you're not comfortable with yourself and being yourself, there are people who are supposed to be, you know, receiving from you, but now you're depriving them. You know, you're depriving them of what you know they have to be receiving from you, and you're also depriving yourself of living a happy, fulfilled life, because you're on earth for a purpose, for a specific purpose. Each and everyone has a specific purpose. And the only way that you can pursue that purpose and fulfill that purpose, you have to be yourself in that purpose, because that purpose is meant for you only, you know, not anybody else, but for you only. And you're the only one who can fulfill that purpose. So don't go to the grave with things that you should have unleashed from you by not being you whilst you are still alive. Be yourself so that you are able to discover who you are and discover what it is that you possess. And by so doing, you will be able to, you know, to live your life to the fullest.
Sure. Amen, Bishop. Amen. It's been giggles. It's been everything. Good. Thank you so much for having us.
Come on now.
Over to you, T.
My last question. I like everything that you just touched on. I like the part where you say is imitation creates limitation. So do you have any closing remarks on for our guests, Juguti, how they can make their gift or talent pay them shortly in just 1 minute?
All right. We are obviously living now in the time of the pandemic. There's a lot of things that have been disturbed and a lot of changes. So don't limit yourself. I always say to people, look, diversify yourself. You know, you don't really have to stick to doing one thing. God has given you unlimited potential. Maximize on that.
Right.
Find other ways of how you can make a living. Don't be afraid to try out new things. Explore yourself, explore life. You know, have new ideas. You know, you are in a journey of becoming, and so in a journey of becoming, you also have to evolve.
Oh yes.
You can't allow yourself to remain in one place and remain in a place you were 5 years ago. Evolve. What is it that is new that we can expect from you, or that it can come out of you, even if it's still that you're still within the same career or using the same talent, but find out ways of how you can diversify it and bring out new things from you, looking at what is happening around you. What can you bring to the table? What solutions can you bring to the problems that we have? So always constantly challenge yourself to contribute to society, to contribute with your voice, to conversations that people are having. So as you are in the journey of becoming, remember that you also have to evolve.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much, TD Jokes. I learned so much in this very short episode. I feel like it was very short, by the way. And I learned about the fact that imitation creates limitation. We need to diversify ourselves. We need to maximize our potential, try new things, explore, and like it's a journey, guys. It's a journey. Thank you so much, TD Jokes, for coming through and for blessing our listeners. You guys can follow him on all his social media platforms. His name is TD Jokes on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter as well. You know where to get us on all our social media platforms. We also are on our WhatsApp, where you can just share your response, or you can share your testimony on 065-615-6641, 065-615-6641, and Facebook and Instagram were Empowerment Podcast. Thank you so much. Have a blessed Sunday and happy Sunday. See you next time.
We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.